Good morning, everybody. Tommy Jordan here from, Twisted Networks and Rise Team. I'm going to do a quick video for people that asked about rapid radios. I'm a pretty big radio head myself. I have my GMRS license. I have a GMRS repeater. I have a ham license. I work UHF, HF, VHF at the amateur level like a lot of other folks. I use radios in my work communications with my teams. And I've been seeing the ads for rapid radio now for, 6 months or longer. So I decided to give them a shot. Now, one of the biggest questions in my world that comes up, being an IT guy, is that we know these things operate on a cellular backhaul. These are not a two-way radio. These are a two-way phone. Think Nextel. 15 years ago, you clicked a button and boop, you call your buddy. That's what these do. The areas we took them to, Bakersville, North Carolina, Green Mountain, North Carolina, Yancey County, Mid-Central County, I bought 3. The team I volunteer with bought 2, so we had a total of 5. So we put these to work in the field. And I never hit a spot they didn't work. I had spots with no cell service. I had spots where I couldn't call the guys. I know because I'd be back at base camp and try to text or call, can't get my guy, so I'd hit the radio and he can answer. So, do they work in areas where cell phones don't? Yes. They work in areas with absolutely zero cell coverage whatsoever and no cell towers. I can't verify that. I don't think so, because in the end, they do run on a cellular backhaul. There has to be some way to transport that signal. So, but I can say they worked in areas that, as a radio guy, I assumed they weren't going to, which makes me feel good about the purchase. Another cool thing that I learned, of course, I bought 3, my other team bought 2. Well, great, we have 5 radios. Problem is, I bought my 3. I can only talk to the people in my radio group from the ones I bought. There's nothing I can do on this radio to open it up to allow me to call somebody else. I can't call Richard on his radios or Sylvie on hers because they're not part of my group. I can browse through my radio and talk to people in my group. So if I bought 10 radios and called them radio 1 through radio 10, I could scroll down and hit, I want to call radio 7. I want to call radio 9. And I can do that, but I can't just call a random person. So the radios are only good within your group. However, found some pretty neat stuff when I started putting this to work in the field. I didn't know they had bought their 2, and they didn't know I'd bought my 3. So we got there, and I was like, hey, I bought radios. And he goes, I bought radios. Well, crap. I mean, that's cool, but crap, now we can't talk to each other. I knew that there was a way to do this, so Richard emailed Rapid Radios and pretty much said, hey, we have 2 teams. I have 2 radios. He has 3. We want to be able to talk together. And they sent us back a form and said, what's your radio name? Your radio group name. You specify that when you buy it. What radios do you want to do? So I pretty much said, Tommy Jordan, my email is this. What radios do you want in the group? I just said all of them. And then I got to a description field where I said, hey, you also got an email from Richard at Rise Team about me. I'm telling you about him. We want all our radios to be able to talk to each other. In 24 hours, all 5 of my radios could talk to each other. So that was cool. So I thought I would show you how that functionality works from the radio perspective, because it's pretty neat. So stand by while I switch the camera around. Okay, so what we're looking at, here's my rapid radio. So when I key up, it tells me currently, I have a group there called Rise Twisted. My radio is Bravo 1. Everything is currently idle, and in case you can't read the light text down there at the bottom, that is the current date and time wherever the radio is based. Actually, the funny thing is it says 21:57 hours, and it's 9 o'clock my time, so it's 11 hours off me, but I don't care about that. So, how do I talk to someone else? Well, the top line here is the talk group that you're talking to. So my group, I'm gonna hit the group button. My group is called Twisted Networks. Press the green button to select it. Watch the screen change, give it a moment. Okay, that's how my radio came. Twisted Networks, because there was three of us, Bravo 1, Bravo 2, Bravo 3. So now, when we email now, so if you were to look at Richard's radios, his says Rise Team instead of Twisted Networks, and then he has this new group called Rise Twisted because we just emailed them and said, "Can you make us a group so we can talk to each other?" And they said, "Sure," and we called it Rise Twisted. I select that, and now when I key up, I'm talking to all the radios in the group, my 2 and his 3. Now, if I turn the radio off and turn it back on, it comes right back to where it was, Rise Twisted, and that's the group it talks on. So if my group of 3 radios and his group of 2 wants to talk to each other, all we do is stay in that group channel. But let's say I need to get out of that channel and just talk to my guys. So I hit group, scroll down, Twisted Networks, boom. Now, there it goes. Now I'm talking just to my guys. Or specifically, I want to talk to a specific person. You see here, I'm Bravo 1. I can click the people button. Now, Bravo 2 and Bravo 3 are the only ones in my group because remember, I'm talking to Twisted Networks here. You can't tell it because you're not used to these yet, but that icon on the left, that grayed out radio tells me that those are offline. So I'm going to back up. I'm going to go to groups. I'm going to go to Rise Twisted. Wait a moment. Okay, it just switched. Now I click people, and you notice I can talk to Basecamp. Basecamp is highlighted kind of gold or yellow. So Basecamp is online. Bravo 2, Bravo 3 are not. Team A is not. So now you're seeing all 5 radios, mine and his. So very, very cool feature. So if I click that, now I'm talking to him. Hell, I can click that. Can I click 2? No, I can't. That's what I thought. Yeah, so now I'm talking to Basecamp. And if I call out, I'm talking specifically to him, which is pretty neat. Let me go back to group mode, select, I'm good. As far as what the buttons do and how they work, this is your PTT, push to talk. Click it, transmit, it has a Roger beep. When you let go, it has the Roger beep. Talking now, not talking now. If someone were to call me back, I would see on my screen which radio is calling me. So Bravo 3 is calling, or Basecamp is calling. This is your power button here on the top. The rest of this is pretty simple. Select up and down, OK, back, hit talk to individuals, talk to groups. So click for individuals, hit back, click that to access your groups, use your arrows, hit back, and these 2 on the side of your volume. So you scroll up there. Now, pardon me while I switch the camera around. So the thing I like the most about them so far is the fact that adding another group to them and expanding our network is very simple to do. Rise Team runs them, Red Truck Men runs them, I run them, a lot of other groups run them. Now that I've used them, I like them, they're worth it, I'm going to buy more. I also like the fact that they're USB-C chargeable. They do hold a charge for quite a long time, 2 or 3 days, probably longer, but in my experience, 3 days, no problem with average use. Trying to think what else. Okay, cons. The only con I have seen so far, maybe there's 2. The PTT is too easy to it's too easy to hit. I mean, it is very, very easy. It is very, very easy to transmit by mistake. So all day I hear a lot of this because a person's seatbelt's hitting their radio. Gets kind of annoying, but it does happen. So if it were me, guys, I'd make this button a little more stiff. It needs a little more pressure to activate. Funny thing, it's also fairly simple, in my opinion, to start talking and accidentally let up because it takes so little pressure. You accidentally cut off your own transmission because you know you're not pressing very hard. I'd make that button work harder. The belt clip is absolute trash. The radio is amazing. It's fine. I bought 3 of these. In 2 days, I'm now down to 1. So I'm out $400 of my $600 because 2 of these are gone. One of the, again, we're working a disaster site, and one of them was on Miss Tracy on her belt. She bent down, the radio slides up, pops off, it fell off in a dump truck, and it's now in an incinerated pile of debris. I'm out $200. Another guy just sat his down somewhere, I don't know where. The radio's gone. I know it's gone because I checked within an hour, and I can scroll. Remember, I can scroll down and see a team member, and go, well, that radio's offline. So it was in his truck. I know it had plenty of charge. It's dead now. It probably fell off the back of the truck and got crushed. At least that's my assumption. Or, I mean, he doesn't know that he laid it down. He probably just had it on his hip and it came loose. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about here. So I'll just put this on my hip pocket. And, you know, it's a common place and amateurs going to carry it. It's very, look, that's what sucks. That was literally one finger. This clip needs to have a stronger, it needs to have a more pronounced lip, and it needs to curve up so it catches easier. I have a lot of radios that have that. Do I have one handy? No, but here's a B-Tech that's got a kind of a similar feeling, but you see how it's got such a more pronounced lip? It will catch on the pocket or catch on the belt better. So these don't currently retain themselves very well. My work jackets have radio epaulets, so mine stays right pretty much here, so I can't lose mine. That's why I still have mine. Move, dog. I love you, move. So overall, Rapid radios are great. Are they worth the money? Yes. They need some improvement? A little bit. What separates them from regular radios, in case I haven't covered that and you're still here 11 minutes in? A regular GMRS, a ham, whatever. I click this. If you're within half a mile, you can talk to me. As long as we have the same radio technology. Depending on the repeater, you can be in 2 to 5 mile range. Okay, fine. Click this. You can talk to me if I have one. But with this, it's like a phone call. I'm in Albemarle, North Carolina right now. If I click this, Sylvie's 100 miles away. She can talk to me. If she's in Nevada, she can talk to me. If she's in California, she can talk to me. It's just like she's next door. I mean, that's a great technology. I'm surprisingly pleased with how they've held up. I don't like that they're not quite as rugged as I feel they should be. I've got a feeling that these are going to get torn up pretty quick in terms of the screen's going to get scratched. It is recessed. There's a little lip there, but it's not recessed much. I'd love to see that made of like Gorilla Glass, charge me $5 more. But overall, I'm very impressed with the performance, not the radio clip. I'm going to email them and give them a sincere request to, hey, spend the extra 47 cents, charge me more money, and make this clip much better, because I'm now out $400 of $600, and that sucks. I bought these to work disaster relief, and at the end of the second day, it's literally, I have a radio. That's it. None of my team did, so it does me no good. But I do love how easy it was to email Rapid Radio and say, Richard's group and my group want to talk together, and within a matter of one day, we turned our radios on and looked. I'm like, oh, there's the new group. Awesome. And we tested, and we're great. So you can have more than one group. You could have 4 or 5 groups. You could have all co-workers group. That's 10 radios. And then a subset of that, 3 of them, that's just your family members. You switch to your family group and you just talk to your wife and kids. Or you switch back to your main group and talk to everybody. Or you switch to the work group and talk to your co-workers. So good investment. I think long-term it's going to be worth it. I've only had them for about 2 weeks. So I can't tell you that 100%. But I'm buying more, and Rice Team is buying more. Hope you found this informative. Have a good day, y'all.